So why is it so complex for construction to manage a job site? What are the pain points that people who use TrueLook are really trying to simplify?
The number one is definitely going to be efficiency. There's a lot of moving pieces in construction, and if you can't see what the next step is, you can just look at a schedule that doesn't tell you very much. You need to see with your own eyes. And so again, just back to that live viewing, you can see what's going on, and that just creates its own sense of efficiency because you can involve people right away. You can have a discussion and say, hey, what do you see going on here? What do we need to adjust? Is the state of the site, do we got to stop work? Is there a weather delay? We can talk about these things because we can all see the same thing. Often just looking at a schedule, a spreadsheet, a form, those don't convey the whole story. So again, I just go back to, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And then the other one is, of course, transparency. Nobody can hide from what the camera sees. So it creates accountability. If you said you did something, you better do it. And of course, if you don't do something, everybody is aware. So just the feedback loop that having camera systems on site helps to create an environment where everybody's kind of working together rather than in these individual silos.
Nice. Do you guys put a sign that says you can't hide when the camera is
No,
on?
not yet. But, if you do have some of our security features enabled, you can get a nice sign that says protected by TrueLook. So we're halfway there, I guess.
Awesome. And so one of the other questions I have, and probably the audience would ask this, is, why should people consider TrueLook over a DIY camera?
Yes, as a professional system, there is a cost. And if you look at us versus maybe a DIY solution, you're like, oh, I'm going to go with this other one that I can buy off the shelf at the store or online for pennies on the dollar, we'll say. When you do DIY, you get what you pay for, and you get what you put into it. So there's a lot of advantages to using a solution like TrueLook. One of them is going to be you can pick up the phone and call us. Support, as you know, on a commercial B2B product versus a consumer product that's adapted for business use is going to be wildly different. So you're looking at stellar support when you work with TrueLook. You're also going to be looking at differences in the equipment quality. A lot of the DIY or smaller or less costly solutions are going to be consumer grade equipment. And is that going to last for the duration of your project? Construction, can span years. And do you want to maintain something that has a poor warranty, isn't really designed for the harsh environment of construction? Or our solution, backed by great warranty, we make everything turnkey and easy. We are big proponents of unlimited, meaning unlimited users, unlimited data. So you find yourself as you go DIY with less and less options versus something more like construction requires the integrations we talked about. You're not going to find that in the DIYs as much. The advanced features, the additional services, we can handle all that for you. We're experts in the industry. If you need a drone mission on site, we can get a drone there. If you need your equipment installed, relocated, or serviced, we can handle that for you. When you go the DIY route, those options all go away and it becomes on you. And some of the horror stories we've heard, it's like, I'll just do it myself. And they're like, I lost all the data. Someone stole the camera and everything's gone. And so you only build it once and you want to make sure it's documented, secured, and recorded with, the right solution rather than what at the time feels like the easier solution or the cheaper one.
Yeah, thanks so much for clarifying all of this of, why contractors should look into TrueLook, the difference between TrueLook cameras and DIY cameras, and what DIY cameras don't offer. One of the second last questions I always like to ask is, are there any customer stories that you'd like to share on, how people found you or, how TrueLook has made a difference to contractors in the field?
Yeah, there's some awesome case studies on our website, but we've had so many great successes and interesting projects we've been involved in. One of the most recent ones that we're super proud of is we were working with MAP Construction on the National World War II Museum. So that recently just opened It's in New Orleans. I haven't made it myself there, but it is a fascinating museum and an amazing project that was just completed and documented with a TrueLook camera. And so that camera on site enabled our client to, obviously optimize their job site, see what was going on in terms of project timeline, safety violations, and they get this amazing time lapse at the end of the project that can be shared as a showcase of this great initiative and this great project that they created. Other projects we've done have really gotten a lot of eyeballs involved from the community. We did a local baseball field recently where the entire community got involved. 29,000 people viewed the camera. The entire community rallied around this baseball stadium being built, and it exceeded all expectations for getting people involved in a public works project. We've done the same with other community projects where, the government or the city goes out to the community. They say, we want to do this. We're sharing content about it and gets everybody excited. So TrueLook has a lot of great successes with community engagement. And then, of course, there's the flip side where we have a lot of successes where people say, hey, we added TrueLook to Procore, and, we're seeing huge engagement from the entire organization. Thank you. Or we're managing 400 sites all across the country, and it would be impossible without a solution like TrueLook in place. So there's a wide array of customers who find a lot of unique value and use cases out of TrueLook, and definitely I would recommend checking them all out on our website.
And is TrueLook for any particular size of contractor, or can anybody use TrueLook?
We work with all of them. So big to small, if you're building something, we'd love to help you. About the only caveat is maybe home builders are sort of not in our sweet spot, simply because it's a different category of building. Generally, we're dealing with the small and medium-sized builders up to the largest contractors in the U.S.
Nice. And so how do contractors get in touch with your team if they want to learn more about TrueLook?
Yeah, we've got an awesome website, www.truelook.com. We're all over social. You can find us on all the major platforms. Just search for TrueLook. And then, of course, feel free to email us, info@truelook.com, and we'll get back to you right away.
Amazing. Well, guests, thank you so much for listening in. This is our podcast. And thank you so much, Roger. Any final words to our guests?
No, definitely appreciate you having me here. And of course, insurance is something we both deal with. So don't forget, TrueLook cameras are great for insurance. But otherwise, no, thank you very much for having me. Nyasha, I appreciate your time today.
Thank you, guests, and we'll see you at the next episode of Billy on Air.